Hey guys, I'm just Jershit, and welcome back to Season 3 of PokeMarch Madness. Apologies for the weird little lapse in videos here. Fell into a slight pit of despair, but thanks to these delicious green smoothies that just happen to be the same texture and color as guacamole, I'm back. We're back. Brief lull. I cranked out a bunch of these like early first week of March, and then just didn't want to do anything for the last couple of weeks. Sorry, but we're back, and we're running out of time. It is March 25th today, and I believe we have, hold on, I can cheat. You can't see the screen. I can cheat. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more brackets to go, which basically means 1 video a day for the next 5 days. Uh-oh. We're going slightly out of order today. We've done a bunch. Theme of this season, obviously characters. We've done professors, villains, evil teams, moms, champions, rivals. I think that's everything. I'm going chronologically as NSL created these, so in theory I should next do Pokemon Elite Four members, which is the next on the chronological list, and a little spoiler for what may be coming up soon. But there's honestly so many of them, and I want to continue being objective, so I'm going to have to, like, learn all of their teams. That's going to take, like, a 6-hour cram session. So instead, I thought, let's keep things a little more simple today. And we are going to do the Pokemon player characters. The character that you yourself control whenever you go into a Pokemon game. Now, there's a bunch of them. There's still a bunch. However, I know we've attempted, ignore this weird advertisement for Pokemon Legends Arceus over here. I know we have attempted to be more objective this season in general. We try to come into these brackets with some metrics with which to judge these characters by. There's like basically no metric other than appearance to judge these characters by. So we're going to keep things simple today. I'm essentially going to make my decision based off of how I think the character's design is. If I like their general aesthetic, the general look and feel, then congratulations, they get to move on. If I don't like them, then they do not get to move on. NSL Yeetus, probably, will both be doing this video. I believe NSL already has. Link in the description below if you'd like to go check theirs out, and you absolutely should. Now, a couple stipulations. Number 1, there are some characters in here, for example, Victor and Gloria, or I think there's even some character customization in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so Elio and Celine. I know that in those games you can kind of, for the first time ever, customize your character, change hair color, eye color, hairstyle, clothing, etc. So in those games, your player character can kind of look like whatever you want it to look like. So at least for the purposes of this bracket, we're just going to go with the base model. This is the base model that they slapped on the box art. That's what we're going to go with. Even though in those games you can do some character customization, I'm only going to compare them to the base model. Because that's unfair to, like, the original. You go back and look at, like, Red or Chris or Nate. Anything really pre-Gen 7. I don't even know if you could do character customization in Gen 6. Pre-Gen 6, that's your character. That's what they look like. So it's a little unfair to stack them up against infinite possibilities of characters later. So, okay, clarifications out of the way. Let's get this dang thing started with. Red gets a bye, because of course he does. Oh, one final thing, because I can't shut up. We will not be considering these characters outside of the realm of player characters. What do I mean by that? Well, obviously Red has shown up in previous brackets before. He's a champion. He's a recurring side character. He's got his own lore, whatever. We're not counting that. We are counting Red as the character that you play in Pokemon Red and Blue. That is him. Pretend all the lore doesn't exist. We're going to compare him. How do I like his design based on the other ones? Because a lot of these characters, you know, in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, whichever gender starter that you choose, you face the other one as your rival. Now, I'm not going to count that towards their lore. As we get into the first matchup here, Hilbert versus Lyra. I'm not going to hold their names against them, because Hilbert is atrocious. I'm not going to hold names against them. At least I will try not to. Hilbert versus Lyra. Lyra is the female character choice from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, my favorite Pokemon games of all time. And we have Hilbert, who I believe is the player character from Pokemon Black and White. This is going to be a consistent theme. I personally, when I'm choosing my character at the beginning of the game, I know that Pokemon Crystal was the first game that ever gave you the opportunity to choose between, you know, boy and girl player character. And I think in Pokemon Crystal, I did choose Chris because it was new. That was pretty cool. You could play as a girl. From that point onward, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I've ever chosen the female player character. Typically, when I'm playing through these games, I want to live vicariously through the 10-year-old going on their Pokemon adventure, which was cute and adorable when I was a child, and is now sad as I am a almost 27-year-old man. So I typically choose the male protagonist, but that doesn't mean that there's not some cases where I think that the female is a better designed protagonist. Now, in this particular case, Lyra, Hilbert, can we do matchup mode? Nope. Oh, we can! Look at the big pictures. In this particular case, Lyra versus Hilbert, I think Hilbert, besides having an awful name, is a little generic. And I think that's going to be a hit against a lot of the male characters. Red kind of nailed the design. It's a boy with a hat. He kind of like set the standard for what the boy protagonist is going to look like. They didn't stray for a lot of the generations too far from that. Now, I'm not going to say that this man is just trying to steal Red's drip. He just grew his hair out a little bit, kind of like mine is. Your boy needs a cut real bad. I'm not saying he just stole Red's drip, but I'm not saying it. Lyra, on the other hand, at least has some interesting elements. The overalls giving me some Mickey Mouse vibes, which are freaking me out just a little bit. But the hat's adorable. I like the pigtails. And Heart Gold and Soul Silver slap. I'm going to give this first one to Lyra. Congratulations. Dawn gets a bye, because of course she does. Next we have Calum and Gloria. Now, Calum, protagonist from X and Y. Gloria from Sword and Shield. Calum also kind of just stealing Red's general look. His hat's a little different. It's a little more square, a little boxier, more angular, and pretty cool. Got the sunglasses up there. There definitely was character customization. Very slight in Gen 6, I'm now remembering. You could at least change your clothes, I'm pretty sure, because I don't remember keeping that hat super long term. Gloria, on the other hand, again, we're going with the base model. She's got the, obviously, Sword and Shield based on the UK. She's got that almost like Scottish with the puffball on the back of it. I actually think that Sword and Shield kind of nailed the player characters here. No offense to Calum. Again, I think you're kind of just stealing Red's drip. This is going to be the ironic thing. I'm going to tell you that I choose the male character every... Oh, I broke matchup mode. I'm going to tell you that I choose the male character every single time I play a game, and the female's going to win every time here, because their designs are just a little cooler. Alright, Chris, you get a bye. Elaine gets a bye. Nate gets a bye. Next, we have Elio and May. I'm a big ol' hypocrite. Can we get matchup mode back? Is it broken? Yep. I'm a big ol' hypocrite. I'm going to give this one to May. I actually think May's design is très magnifique. I love the bow up top. Now, while I don't love her as a rival character, which we've talked about in a previous bracket, I think she is a really well-designed character model. Elio, I'll give him credit. Elio, cool name. Switches up. It's not just stealing Red's style. It very much thematically fits the region. Love the bucket hat. Love the Hawaiian shorts. Love the tank top. I think it fits the region. One thing I will say that I did not love about Sun and Moon, and what I am terrified of for the upcoming characters in Scarlet and Violet. I know that these kids are all like 10 years old. They're little babies going out on their adventures. Maybe there's like some variants. I think maybe like the oldest they are is like 10. For the most part, they're little babies. But at least some of them, like Red is supposed to be 10 years old. He looks like he could be 20. Even as a child, he looks like he could be 20. What freaks me out about Elio a little bit, and especially about the upcoming protagonists of Scarlet and Violet, there is no doubt, there is no debate left up to it. They look like they're 6 years old. They look like they were modeled directly off of Caillou. And that freaks me out a little bit. I know that no matter what, you're playing as a 10-year-old child, but for some reason seeing the actual player character, and what's weird is the player character in Sun and Moon, I feel like doesn't actually even look like this character. Like, this looks way more young and childish than the in-game model does. However, it freaks me out a little bit. He looks like he's 6, or maybe even like 4. And that, I don't want to live vicariously through you, so I'm going to say no to you. Green, great design character, gets a bye. Hilda gets a bye. Lucas gets a bye. Next we have Serena and Victor. It's a little unfair. Sword and Shield versus X and Y. Sword and Shield versus X and Y. Same thing's gonna happen here. Why? Victor's got a beanie. Again, fits with the UK styling really well. I love the old tattered backpack that he's got that you find out in game was actually his dad's. About as close to a paternal figure in a game that you can possibly get. At least you got his hand-me-down bag. That's pretty nice. And I think in general he's pretty dripped out. I like the polo with the cuffed sleeves. He's got like tattered jeans with I think it's got like a plaid pattern underneath. His shoes are a little whack. What are those? .wav. But the rest of his drip's pretty good. He's got the beanie on with the hair that like swivels up, kind of like the side of mine is starting to do. I think he's generally pretty well designed. Ethan gets a bye. Great moves, Ethan. Keep it up. Chase gets a bye. Rosa gets a bye. Celine and Brendan. I'm gonna say the same thing that this is a 3-year-old. I'm sorry. You can tell that they're so much younger. Because in all of these other pictures, you can only see like the waist up. I can see the entire child in this photo. This is a 3-year-old child, and I'm sorry, Celine, as adorable as you are, I have no desire to play as you. Brendan, I think, is actually kind of a slapping character design. I'm sad because I've talked about it before. When I was a kid, I was right around the time that this came out. I was super into the show Danny Phantom, about a teenage kid that could turn into a ghost. And when he went into ghost mode, his hair turned bright white. And that occurred right around the same time I was playing through Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. And I thought that the protagonist, the male protagonist of this game, had bleached white hair. I thought it was super cool. Only in later finding out that he's actually just wearing a white hat. Does it ruin it a little bit for me? Yes, but I think the character design is still very spot on. And I'm glad they gave him a different kind of hat instead of just Red's hat. Alright, top left. Now, as much as I can complain about everybody else for stealing Red's style, you can't really say too much bad about the OG man himself. He set the drip. He started the drip that set the whole world dripping. He's like the quintessential Pokemon trainer. Is it a little basic? Yeah, it's a dude with a vest and a hat and jeans. It's a little basic, but he strikes some fear into your heart, and maybe it's nostalgia clouding my judgment a little bit. I think the design really holds up to this day. Next, we've got Dawn versus Gloria. Diamond and Pearl versus Sword and Shield. 2 games that I love quite a bit. I think I'm going to have to give it to Dawn. I think the character model is done really well. Once again, love the style of hat. I did not think that she had Danny Phantom bleached white hair, but I think it's done really well. It's sad because I think Gloria is a really good character model as well. I'm going with my gut here, and my gut tells me it's Dawn. And I think as we get further in here, going with my gut is going to kind of become a standard practice because there's so little to differentiate a lot of these characters. So I'm going to go mostly based on my gut. And there's not a lot of objective metrics to split them apart. It's pretty subjective. Subjectivity here, I'm going to give it to Chris. We're going to stand Chris. Chris, first playable female character introduced in Pokemon Crystal. Maybe someday we will truly have just a straight up character creator instead of like choose these 4 to 8 predetermined characters and then go change her hair later. Elaine, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. She's fine, but she suffers the same thing that Elio and Celine does. That's a child. That's like a 3-year-old. We have Nate versus May. Truthfully, I love Black and White 2. I think Black and White 2 are great games. I hate the way Nate looks. No please. I hate his tuft of broccoli hair coming out of the top of his visor. It's cool that he switched it up. He was like, I don't wear a hat, I wear a visor. Very cool change to the headwear department, but I hate the Mount Vesuvius lava of hair spilling out over top of the visor. That boy needs a haircut worse than I do. May is a clean design. Is very clean. We have 2 clean designs here. We have Green versus Hilda. We have 2 very clean designs here. Green was the playable character in Pokemon Leaf Green. Hilda, primary character in Pokemon... I think you're the primary character in Pokemon Black and White. and then Rose is black and white too. These two honestly look so similar. They look like the same character with a slightly different hairstyle. I think I have to hold that against them, unfortunately. They look too samey, and the fact that I can't even remember which game they're from tells me that they're not really burned into my brain very well. Green, on the other hand, very slick design. She's gonna get the win here. Lucas versus Victor. I'm giving it to Victor. As much as I love Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and I do love them quite a bit, I think Lucas is very, very lame. Like, at least he tries to copy Red's flow, but he's basically just like the toned down, nerfed version of Red. This man strikes some fear into your heart when he's staring you down. This man strikes little to no fear. Now, Victor doesn't really strike fear either, but overall, I think he's got a better, well put together outfit. I like it. Ethan's gonna win because Chase is a 3-year-old child, and I don't want to play as a 3-year-old child. Rosa Brendan. Brendan's gonna win because I didn't know the difference between Rosa and Hilda. Very sorry. Now we've got Red and Dawn. I'll be honest, we're gonna go very quick here. This is gonna be almost purely gut reaction. My gut reaction here is Red. Red beats Dawn. It's a classic. You can't beat the classics. Chris versus May. I'm like, it's weird. My brain is like being transported back 20 years. And I'm like imagining the sprites running on the screen in my brain. I'm seeing the characters here, excuse me, which is only half the equation. The other equation is which ones can I remember running on the screen more accurately? Because that's what you interacted with most of the child. I'll be honest, this picture of Chris here, if you showed me this person, I wouldn't have known who that was. But if you showed me the like purpley sprite moving on the screen, I would have a lot of good memories associated with it. I also have a ton of good memories associated with Brendan and May, and I have no idea why. I think their sprite work. The character design is really good, and the realization in the sprite world as well is also done tremendously. I'm gonna give it to May. Congratulations to May. Green versus Victor. Green also has a tremendous sprite. Victor gets more fully realized because he's in the world of 3D. Am I gonna hold that against Green? Yes, I am. I'm gonna give it to Victor here. Ethan and Brendan, it's Danny Phantom, easily. Congratulations, Brendan. Even though I think you would look so much cooler with white hair, I still gotta give it to you. I like Ethan. He did like the Pokemon Ash Ketchum. I turned my hat backwards to show you that I'm serious. But at the end of the day, he is basically just Red, so I'm gonna hold points against him for copying. Red versus May, Red versus May, Red versus May. I hope I don't have recency bias because I'm playing through Sword and Shield right now, by the way. I wonder if I've got some Victor recency bias. I'm gonna give it to Red here because he is the OG and I believe that he deserves some credit for being the OG. Victor and Brendan, I'm not gonna have recency bias because I'm here to tell you that Brendan has the cleanest drip. Oh, you piece. Why does this program always ruin the exciting moment? I'm here to tell you that Brendan has the cleanest drip of any playable character in any Pokemon game. This is a big dub for Gen 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. Gen 3 has been taking L's all over the course of this PokeMarch Madness. They have the worst professor. They've got the stupidest evil teams. They've got a dumb, horrible rivals. And Brendan and May both appeared in the rival tier. I think they make horrible rivals. But as playable characters, the designs are crisp. So congratulations, Gen 3. You've been taking a lot of L's over the course of PokeMarch Madness Season 3. But today, and today probably only, you can take a little bit of pride in knowing that you got some clean, playable characters. Congratulations to Brendan. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below, or link to this bracket will be in the description below. You can go fill it out yourself. You can tell me that I'm crazy. You can share it with me on Twitter @JustJershin or in the community Discord, which will be always linked in the description below. Check out Yeetus and NSL's version of this video as well. We'll be back tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow because I'm running out of days. Otherwise, we're going to do multiple videos on the same day, and that seems like a nightmare. We'll be back with something else next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys then.